from the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the CyberHub Podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to another episode as we wrap up this week here, July 28th, 2022, packed show. So let's get right into it. Before we do, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening platform. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on your favorite social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Reddit and others. All right, folks, my double espresso this morning as we get into this show. A lot to talk about today, including banking, energy sector, and so much more. Coffee cup cheers. So let's start off with Microsoft blocking the Office macros, which have always been a vector of attack, only that cyber criminals are loftier and looking to take advantage of it. And so now they've typically distributed malware through phishing attachments with malicious macros. One of the classic TTPs, now they're switching to new file types like ISO, RAR, or Windows shortcut attachments. VB4 XL4 macros are small programs created to automate repetitive tasks in Office applications, which threat actors abuse for loading, dropping, or installing malware through malicious Microsoft Office document attachments sent in phishing emails. The reason for the switch is Microsoft announcing that they would end the massive abuse of the Office subsystem by automatically blocking macros by default and making it harder to activate them. Although it took longer for Microsoft to implement the change, the block finally entered into effect last week, meaning the criminals had to find another way of doing it. A new report by Proofpoint says that the use of files like ISOs, zips, and Rs has grown steadily, rising by almost 175%. That's steady. That's kind of like a sharp rise. The use of the LNK files exploded after February of 22 when that was announced, and obviously that's the new file. So these new file systems have to be top of mind when you're looking to block malicious activity, and attachments may even create a sandbox for those. The 72-hour deadline for cyber incident reporting is now being proposed for national credit unions, and the notification would not require credit unions to provide a detailed assessment, but rather just notify of a cyber attack, meaning, hey, we're under attack. We don't know everything yet, but just so you know, we've been going through an event. The report would include basic descriptions, what functions were the date of the incidents, and what vulnerabilities may have been exploited if those are known, or what tools were used, as well as any contact from the criminals. The rule from the NCUA board will take comments and feedback until September 26th and then decide whether or not to move forward with it. They're just trying to catch up to what CISA is doing. Staying on the banking side, there's a new Robin Banks phishing service that's targeting BofA, Citi, and Wells Fargo. The phishing as a service platform named Robin Banks has launched offering ready-made phishing kits, kind of like what KnowBe4 used to do, only for targeting entities like Citibank, BofA, Capital One, Wells Fargo, PNC, US Bank, Lloyds, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and Santander. Additionally, they have offered templates to steal Microsoft, Google, Netflix, and T-Mobile accounts, according to a report. Robin Banks is the new project of a cybercrime group believed to be active since at least March of this year, created for quickly crafting high-quality phishing pages to target customers of large financial organizations. It's sold in two price tiers, one for single pages and 24/7 support for $50 a month, or another for unlimited access for $200 a month, folks. Go get yours today. So there's that there as well, folks. The Moxa NPort device flaws can expose critical infrastructure to disruptive attack. Two potentially serious vulnerabilities could allow threat actors to cause significant disruptions, have been found in a widely used industrial connectivity device made by Moxa. The Taiwan-based industrial networking and auto solution provider has addressed the flaws with a patch, and CISA is released an advisory of the vulnerabilities and the patch as well. So go get it done. Most of these, though, exist very little in the U.S. It's a predominantly impact in Russia. So get those done. And finally, the House passed yesterday the cyber bill aimed at protecting the energy sectors. The bipartisan legislation, I know it's weird to say bipartisan these days, would address the rise of cyber threats against the energy sector in the United States. This yesterday was passed with the subsidy program for chips, the promotion of creating semiconductors in the U.S., the Energy Cybersecurity University Leadership Program Act, which was sponsored by Congresswoman Deborah Ross and Congressman Mike Carey, was part of a block of bills that passed yesterday in a 336-90 vote. The bill would establish a grant program based at the Department of Energy to financially assist graduate students and postdoctoral researchers studying cybersecurity and energy infrastructure, adding more money into one of the most critical industries that we have. The legislation would also require the Secretary of Energy to submit a report to Congress with updates on the development and implementation of the program no later than 1 year after its passage. We'll be monitoring this, and I've already put it on my calendar. Folks, that's it for our show today. We'll be back with a whole lot more on Monday. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.